What a beautiful day in sunny San Diego today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. We got Eran Sinai.
Good to be here.
Thank you. The
Thank
most
you.
interesting man in San Diego. That's how they call you, huh?
Somebody came up with that.
I know,
don't
man.
know who, but yeah.
I like that.
Still trying to figure it out.
I always say that every time I see you. And we have Alfredo Morales from Top Level Staging.
Hi, everybody.
Super cool guy. I know we should probably do a Spanish and English segment.
That will be easy for me.
No, Alfredo, you got this.
No,
Alfredo's a
it's
great
not
guy. It's our personal stager for all the listings that we have. We've been so successful, so I thought about bringing him in. He's going to give us some information about, you know, what really entails to get staging done to a property, and if it's really worth it or not. So a lot of sellers out there, for sell-by owners or whatnot, or people that work with agents that don't utilize staging. So something we're going to talk about. I would love to start over here with Eran Sinai. Let's dive in, my friend.
All right, I'm ready.
So, man, I heard about this data breach. What's it all about?
So Equifax. You know, there are 3 credit bureaus, and Equifax is one of them. And basically, because of vulnerability in their platform, people were able to get into the software, and basically about 140-some million people information was stolen. So any adult, probably almost every adult in the United States that has ever applied for credit or has credit, as soon as you get your Social Security, basically, and you start transacting out there in the world, your information is stored with the credit bureaus. So basically all that information, including your your name, addresses where you ever lived since you were a kid, Social Security, obviously, your driving license information, date of birth I mentioned, who you bank with, credit card, debit cards, everything is gone. Everything is stolen.
I did get an email from them, and I thought it was phishing. You know, so
you know, that's one of the biggest scams right now.
Right.
Phishing emails. People are getting emails from their banks saying, you know, log in to change your password. And I keep telling people, don't log in from those emails. And because those emails are phishing, meaning people are stealing banks' logos, and it looks like, really looks like you get an email from your bank and it's not from your bank. So if you need to go into your bank information, go on the website of the bank and log in right there.
I think type it in, right?
Yes.
Like www, Bank of America, whatnot.
Exactly.
Okay. So data breach. Now, I received the email saying that I might be affected by it. Were you affected by it?
Everyone is. Not everyone. Most people I talk to were.
Okay.
I personally am not worried about that.
What are we going to do about it? I mean, what can I do? You
know, honestly, there is something you can do, but there's nothing you can do. The paradox is that you now have to protect your information to pay, and I believe in going to a third-party monitoring, and I'm biased, but I believe because that's what we do. And protect your information, and you got to pay to protect your information for information that you never voluntarily gave to anyone. So it's kind of crazy, right? So it makes you think a little bit, there's something going on here, right? But a lot of people, are not only me, saying that don't sign up with Equifax. Don't sign up with Equifax because, first of all, it took them a few months to let you know. 2, you're signing up with the company, the same company that had the breach, right? 3, maybe information was tampered already within the bureau itself. 4, yes, you monitor your credit, but what about other aspects of your identity, like your Social Security, your driving license? What if someone goes in another state and get another driving license with your name, get into an accident? What if somebody steals your social, rents an apartment somewhere? So there's much more that you need to get now other than just what they offer you for free.
Right. And you saw that. I mean, I am one of your clients, and it just happened out there. It's crazy. Verizon. So I'm going to upgrade for a new phone. I'm calling these guys. I'm like, hey, I need a new phone, so it's time for me to upgrade and whatnot. And they tell me, it's like, well, you can't. I said, why is that? They're like, well, you have 7 accounts open with us, and one is you have $912, something like that, due. I said, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean 7 accounts? I only have one phone.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it shows that you have 7 accounts. They never called me. I never knew anything, so you helped me out with that.
Yeah.
You're actually about the end of the rope now. It took me like 4 months, 5 months, so I had to go to police, file a police report.
Yeah.
dispute that you've been working on, the dispute that whatnot. So this is real.
Yeah, it's absolutely real. And,
Do you think it happens more for us foreigners, or what do you think?
No, I don't think this is this is one place that there's no discrimination.
That's true.
Right?
Well,
Anyone, you could be an 18 years old, you can be a 70-year-old. They'll use the information wherever they can, however they can, for whatever they find right to do it with.
Right.
So I don't think it has to do with foreigners or not. I mean, the fact is that it's an epidemic all over the world, and we were just talking about it the other day, that Equifax also controls data for other countries. So, for example, in Argentina, Equifax holds all the financial data for the country.
Wow.
And they came to find out that the password they used for their platform to protect Argentina's data, the password was admin. So
You're gonna be kidding me.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Crazy, right? So that just shows you how nonchalantly and how crazy it's out there. So
Wow.
people say, well, I don't know what to do. I don't have if I give you the information, what you're going to do with it. And I say, look, if you think your information is not already out there, think again. It is out there. And I would encourage you to do, not only to sign for monitoring services, but also to do simple things like two-step authentication. So let's say when I go to the bank website to pay my credit card, before I even able to pay, and I'm talking about paying, giving them money,
right.
I get to a site and it asks me and it sends me a text message to my cell with a verification number.
Right.
I enter that, then I can log into my bank. I suggest that to a lot of people. And there are other suggestions.
Yeah, I've been
we can
doing
go
that.
over. Yeah.
So did you know, I mean, you obviously come from Mexico, right?
Yes.
How long have you been here?
I've been living in the States for 10 years.
10 years, so like me pretty much.
Yeah.
So we come here, we have no clue about all this stuff. You know, now we're learning.
Like, what's all this
Right,
kind
what's
of
credit? What's the FICO score? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all this? I mean, we obviously try to, you have your own company, you know, you're
Yes.
building, you have a great company, you do a lot of business and whatnot. And obviously you start asking for credit. You're going to get, I don't know, you buy furniture or whatever the situation is, we'll look into it. Credit cards or a car or whatnot.
Yeah.
Did you know about all this?
Not at all. Never heard nothing like this before. I just learning this.
That doesn't it scare you a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want to get a scam or nothing like that. That is why it's good always come people like him and
Right.
give you all the right information.
So it is, you know, it's something you should be a little more, doing a little more this and educate us. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
because it's, I'm telling you, it happened to me and this is not the first time. And, you know, I'm always out there, do stuff, buy, sell, whatever. So probably I'm one of these, I don't know, more exposed ones.
You're a good target. You're
Yeah.
out there. Your social media is out there.
Right.
There's a lot of Facebook hacking, and yeah, you're more likely, although not necessarily, but you're easier target. Put it
Right.
that way.
See, I figured, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's ease into the staging part. So how long have you been in the business staging?
I've been in the business of staging 5 years and 3 years with my own brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
I got into it. It was real funny. One of my best friends, he was in the business already with his own company, and he offered me one time to come and help him. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool. It must be fun, but you're doing it boring. I can do it better. I have better taste." Yes. So I told him,
Where is
"Hey."
Chilango, by the way?
Yes. So
You guys got style. Let's
we
check
have
'em out.
style, of course, yeah. And where I'm from is a lot of architecture, so always loved this. I had a passion for this, and I told my partner now, hey, let's team up. Let's do this much better than this. Let's make a difference for real estate.
Right.
And the time was just right, and we decided to start our own company, and we're growing real fast. We're helping a lot of companies to sell a lot of properties now.
So let me understand this. You know, it's kind of weird because I think we all have a home, right?
Yeah.
So it's done a lot of stuff for us. And it's funny because you got a house, you know, to go to a listing appointment, right? And the house looks okay. You know, it's just like, it's okay. It's a house, you know, nothing fancy. Just, you know, 500,000, 600, whatever it is. Then the guy comes in And now all of a sudden it's a badass house. You know, it's all super modern, sleek. You got colors. How do you come up with that? I mean, that's my point. I'm like, I've been in the business for 10 years, but how do you come up with the colors coding? Because I notice you also, they're not all the same, all the houses you style. What do you do? I mean, what's your thinking?
I go by the model of the house and the structure they has. If it's a modern house, I will bring modern furniture. If it's more contemporary, I will bring contemporary style. Us as a home staging service, we team up with the realtors and homeowners to bring a visual appeal to the properties.
Right.
So when the new homeowner comes, they can appreciate the house,
Of course.
what they're buying. We bring beautiful furniture, nice artwork. We bring accessories, all these in just one goal, to get your property top dollar and sell faster.
Right.
Exactly.
So is it true or is it a misconception? They say that you don't want to leave any corners empty or one-off.
Now, this way, we give the option to the new customer, the new homeowner, appreciate all the spaces from the house, how, like, they cannot miss. We can put probably a desk over here, a couch over here. Sometimes they come in a property and they say, oh, no, it's too small. I don't think it will fit. No, let's go. No, this way they can appreciate every single space of the house.
Right.
Yeah.
So because you're able to really give them a visual
Yeah.
effect when they come in.
Of
And I
course.
know this, I mean, since we started doing the staging, I use staging for every single property. If it's a $200,000 or $5 million,
Regardless of the price.
regardless of the price, I'll do it for all of them.
That's
And I know this, we do sell them quicker,
Oh, yeah.
and we get even more money for it.
Mm.
So I'm a lot with the psychology, behind the psychology with the buyers and sellers. Sellers usually are cheap, they don't want to spend a penny. But I realized that when you spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is, you at times you get 2 to 3 to 5% more than you asked for the property. So it's a great return of investment in that.
No, it's
Now-
a must now. It's
Right.
a must. Yeah, it's a business. It's been getting more popular over the years. The business is over probably 10 years, and it's getting popular and popular.
Now they're doing like virtual staging, which I think is the biggest flop I ever heard in my life. Have you seen that crap?
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know about flop, but if you shop from far anyway, and you're not in the house anyway, so.
Well, but
you
think
go
about
in-
this. You look at the picture,
yeah.
and there's furniture. You show up there,
It's-
and there's no furniture.
Okay, that's
and you're
a
like,
different- yeah.
what the heck is that? I don't think it's going anywhere.
No, it
So
won't help
I
at
am
all.
more for traditional real staging and whatnot. So let's talk about value. There's a lot of listeners and people watching on Facebook, Facebookers, whatever you want to call them, that they're watching right now. They're thinking about selling the house. At times they use a realtor. Some other people, they make it a huge mistake of doing a for sale by owner because they think they're saving money. But I'm not here to sell our services. I just want you to give them some tips. What should they do if they're thinking right now to sell the property without one of the best real estate professionals in the business? But I'm just saying, let's say you want to sell it by yourself, you don't want to use this. What tips can you give them?
No. Definitely, I will recommend everybody come through an expert like Joe, one of the best realtors in the business right now, and just get their help and their advice, because they will be able to market your property properly and get the best price for your property and help you to sell it faster. I notice when people try to sell their home by themselves or going through other people, properties stay longer on the market. And when it comes to you, how many houses do we sold so far on the first opening day? Probably like 6.
Yeah. In the row, about
yeah,
6, 7
about
probably.
the last ones. Yeah, we selling properties
Well,
real
we're
fast.
a great team. I mean, we're
yeah,
doing a really good
we're
job.
breaking records right
So,
now.
let's say if they don't want to spend any money, what would you recommend them to do around the house? Let's say 3 tips. What should they do?
Get money to spend. That's number one.
Go ask for a loan. Go ask for a loan and get it done. Now, my 3 tips that I will give them is invest a little money and just get your property cleaner, get the last details.
So
done.
remove clutter.
Remove all the clutter.
Should they keep pictures and the cross on the wall and stuff like that?
No, we need to remove all that.
Remove all
that.
that.
Remove all
Okay,
that.
so remove all clutter.
Remove all the clutter. Get all the details that it should be done with about inspection and all that.
Okay, so you mean like more of a visual,
Exactly.
like chip paint and stuff like that.
exactly. We
Okay,
need
so
to
repaint, it'll do your little
everything.
touch-ups when
Yes,
needed. Okay,
yes,
it's
yes.
important. Good
That's
one.
important.
And third one.
And a third one is just come to an expert. Come to an
like
expert. Yes.
So that's the third tip. He said it several times. So this guy, how many times you did actually properties that didn't sell, and then you go there for a consultation and you talk to them? That happens a lot, right?
Yeah, that happens.
They weren't
a lot.
staged. They were on the market for a long time.
Yeah, since I've been in the business, all the time when I'm out there in the field, I go to the houses, and when I see a sign that's for sale, I notice if it's staged or not, and then I write it down, and I go later on and see if the house is still on the market or if it was sold already. And I noticed the houses, they're staged, they've been getting sold faster than the ones that are not staged.
So you've been actually paying attention.
Yeah, no, of
That's
course,
awesome.
always.
Did you know that?
I'm always
No,
getting
I did
notes.
know that, but it makes sense now that you think about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Does it happen that
does.
people want to leave the furniture and buy it with the furniture?
Yeah, of course.
They just asked me. The last one we sold in Carlos Mountain,
Yeah.
they asked me they want to buy furniture. They
yeah,
called you?
Yeah, they called me.
I knew it.
We're a company that we can work through escrow, and we can definitely sell our
That's
furniture.
great. So through the escrow, everything is done. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
You know what? I'll probably do it too. If I was out there, new family, or just getting from a rental, become a homeowner for the first time, you probably didn't invest too much money in your furniture. It's just like you have a rental, you have a condo, whatever, you're buying a house. The house is totally staged. I wouldn't mind. I would call them and say, hey, guy, can you sell me everything? I just bring the clothes.
As a matter of fact, just bring the moving company with you and move me in. I'll wait for
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
Something like that.
Our last buyer did that. Yeah, he called me and he asked me, hey, I just want the house how it looks. I was like, okay, go ahead.
Right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Did you sell it to him?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I would have done the same thing. Kidding me?
Yeah.
It's all beautiful. It's staged. It's there. It looks great.
Instead of
Why not?
you have to get an interior designer or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Save you all that.
Well,
right?
Yeah, saving money.
Yeah,
It's already
absolutely.
looking good.
Absolutely.
So, Eran, I want to go back to you about this problem that's obviously has been pressing me. I've been a victim of identity theft. So, you're saying to have a company to monitor your...
Yeah, and I know a good one too.
Well, tell me about it.
So, ID Cyber Center. So, if you go to idcybercenter.com, reason being is that there's much more in the small print that you don't see when you get it from other companies. And it's important what plans you enroll in. So, we have plans from $9.99 to $24.99. Okay, I'll go even with the $24.99, which if you compare it to other name brand companies, it's not only much less expensive, but it's also much more robust. We have things that no one has. So talking about social media monitoring, we will monitor your Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter.
Wow.
If anyone hacks your account or talks inappropriately about you, it will act as a reputation monitoring and notify you that we discovered your name related in a not so good article in Facebook, so you can try to resolve
Am
that.
I signed up for that yet?
No,
Let's
you're
do
not.
right now.
Yeah.
When's the last
So-
one?
You also get to know, beside the fact that you get 3 bureau report, 3 bureau scores, and 3 bureau monitoring every month. So you can get your report every month, and it's not an inquiry. You get things like social security number monitoring. So if anywhere in the country your number comes up, you'll get notified, not only related to credit.
So if I had that problem, let's say with a Verizon, that they
It
pulled
wouldn't
out...
have happened. It wouldn't have happened.
Really?
Yeah. And if it would have happened, guess what? It wouldn't cost you a dime because you have $1 million insurance with 0 deductible. You also have 24/7 lost wallet protection. If you lose your wallet, there's one number you call, and they stop everything for you and get it all new. You get also payday loan monitoring. It's a huge thing right now. If anyone goes to one of those payday loans, and it's very easy. I got your driving license, I got your social number in my head, and I make a fake check, and I go get a payday. If anyone try that, we'll pick it up and stop it. If someone tried to change your address, in the post office, we'll pick it up. The sex offender monitoring. So there's a lot more for $24.99. But if you don't want that and you just want $9.99, oh, and by the way, that includes also in the $9.99 and the $24.99 called Digital Spy, in which you plug in up to 10 emails, 10 phone numbers, 10 credit card, debit cards, your 10 bank accounts, your driving license password, and everything else. And if any of those get hacked, or we find it on the dark web or in chat rooms, we'll let you know immediately. So
Wow.
there's a lot there, and I would encourage you to go to idcybercenter.com, choose the plan that works for you, and sign up.
Can we please put it up on Facebook Live so other people understand? idcybercenter.com. So $25 to me seems like it's bomb diggity. So because it feels to me super safe. So I'm going to sign up today for sure. Because I think I had, what do I have? The other 3 beer
You
or
had,
whatever.
yes, you had the other thing that
And it's still like $20, but I never get anything.
it's
I mean,
$29.99. You pay and you
$30
get no
bucks, yeah, you're right.
protection, and you get nothing with it other
Okay.
than your reports. So
No, it's interesting, especially on the social media, because I
Yeah.
know
Didn't
that
know that.
they do that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, of
They do like take the picture and then they change the
create a
name or
synthetic
something.
identity.
Yeah,
That's exactly right. I get a lot of friend requests from people that I'm already
me
friends
too.
with. Yeah?
What's that about?
They stole their identity, and what they want to do, they want you to
Oh.
accept that, so then they can start connecting with people and get into their system and have malware. Because let's say they'll post something in your name and say, click on that to see, and then you'll click on it, and then they have malware in your computer, and they steal all your information or lock you and go out
Holy
for
cow.
ransom. Or they look at your information, and then they'll look at your dog, your girlfriend, all that information that they have about you, and now they know, because you go to the bank account, it asks you your favorite dog's name. No, they just saw you pictures with your dog Rusty the other day, and now you know Rusty's your dog, and so is your girlfriend, her mother's name is so-and-so, and now they know they can easily like that get into your bank account.
Dang, that's
Crazy.
serious.
Wild West.
No privacy.
I mean,
at all.
talking about crimes out there and people killing each other, this is the serious crime
This
over
is
here.
it. This is where the money is.
Yeah.
Not my business. I mean,
Right. No. I can see that. That's pretty crazy. Now it's starting. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. That's definitely something
It's
we got to
scary.
do about
People are just not educated, and they're just really unaware. They always think it's not gonna happen to me. You're sleeping. It's already had happened. You just don't know about it. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
it. So that's what I think. They talked about this, that we're going to have some sort of war. This is going to happen, like the cyber war.
Yeah.
I mean, already breaching into Equifax. That's huge.
It is.
How the heck can
Okay,
you
I'm
do
going to tell you
that?
something even more crazy quickly. So the SEC, right, the Security and Exchange Commission, supposed to, they have all the data on publicly traded company of trading information. Guess what? They just advertised a little while ago that apparently a year ago, maybe a little more, they forgot to tell us that there was a breach. Data
They
breach.
forgot to tell us.
Yeah,
Is that what you
they,
said?
yeah,
tough.
they didn't
Oh,
tell us.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just came up with an 8-page report. By the way, here's what happened. Somebody hacked into the SEC. But they said, don't worry, your information was not stolen. The only thing was stolen is insider traders' information. So people could go trade stocks and use insider traders' information to make money. But don't worry about your information. You gotta be
Are you
kidding
kidding me?
right?
So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
but
don't
they
worry
use
about
your
it. We just
information.
use the information to do inside trading. That's why we hacked the system and made however much money. But don't worry about your information.
That's insane.
That's where we are going.
So I think this cyber protection that you're talking about, it should be like having health insurance.
I
That's
agree.
my 2 cents. I mean, you're at the point now. When was the last time you pulled your credit?
Probably 2 years ago.
See,
Yeah.
you know how much stuff.
And he's not.
Well,
I get a thing from my bank monthly, but I've never
You
checked
never
it
looked into it.
comprehensively. Never.
no.
Jade,
I get on the monthly. I'm good.
you're good. You don't have any stuff.
I mean, look, the guys are here in the studio, and I'm here all the time, so they probably.
They probably
don't-
don't.
I'm
They-
joking, but
They
know already.
They
That's
picked
just-
one or two. Yeah, I'm sure they did. No, but
All the secret.
They know already.
no, but this is. I mean, the more you talk about it, we know each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And the other great
we
thing,
go way back when I had.
and I know when you had a longer
Long
hair.
hair,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
remember you were in a Harley Davidson. I remember this stuff. Jokes apart, you're an attorney as well, right?
Well, I don't practice. So
You
I
don't
wanna be
practice.
correct, and I'm not licensed in California, but I do have my doctorate in law.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know a lot about this stuff.
Yes.
So and it's funny because I talk to you probably once a week. You know, I maybe
That's it?
Yeah,
No,
probably
it's more than that.
I didn't want to play like that. I probably call you more.
No,
than
we
once
just
a
go
week.
to see how I'm doing. It's nothing else.
So a lot of clients that we work with as well, we put them in contact with you because they had an identity theft and they didn't know what to do or whatnot, and you were able to help them out
Right.
in a way or another. So you know, I want people to know out there, if you are a victim of identity theft, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's a serious issue, so you should protect yourself moving forward. And instead of getting, you know, in addition to your health insurance, you should get the cyber protection.
That's right.
For
And
sure.
we do have attorneys in the office.
Right.
3 other licensed attorneys in the office. So, yeah.
So you can work on disputes if
Absolutely.
there's stuff that, like, you know, like it happened to me.
Absolutely.
You guys took care of it. So hopefully it's off my credit. Seems like it's going to be because we did all we needed to do. It's not easy. I mean, they push you from a way to another. Nobody gives a crap about your credit. I'll tell you that much. So my recommendation is to team up with somebody who's an expert, especially having attorneys right there, so they can really help you. And it's not super expensive. It's something that you guys are very reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, the monitoring is $29.95.
$24.99, but you can get as low as $9.99.
Right.
And
So
it's worth it to protect
25
yourself, to
bucks.
sleep at ease and not worry about it. It's worth it.
cool. Can we please put it on Facebook Live if there is a way to?
I commented iudcybercenter.com.
You're a G. Awesome. See, super proactive over here.
Absolutely.
Let's go back about staging. So, you know, right now, and this is a tricky question. I know you have no scripts. None of you guys have scripts because that's how I roll.
That's what I have.
That's a real talk. Exactly.
That's
It's
the
a
only thing
real
I have.
talk.
That's it.
So, right now, the economy is good. A lot of resale. You know, you're doing really well.
Yes.
And obviously you're working well.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's say the market is going to shift at one point. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I always say that. I think we're
yet.
still heading in the right direction. I think we still have a couple of 3 to 4 years. I don't think we're going to have a big recession unless we get an atomic bomb. But if that happens, who cares anyways? We're going to die. So it's true, you know. But if we have a big crash, you know, or something, a major catastrophe will occur in the United States, then we're going to have an issue. But we're all going to have an issue. So we can't live life like that, you know.
Absolutely.
We just live day by day. Sunny San Diego, got a little tan still. You got a tan. It's beautiful. We're living life.
Yes.
Now, let's say something bad happens, though.
No.
How are you going to adjust your business to a short sale, a foreclosure, and stuff like that? Have you thought of that? This is a tricky question.
The truth, Joe, we are a company that we always willing to work with our realtors and homeowners, and if that's the case, we're gonna adjust everything how it's gonna get adjusted. Like,
Right.
if the prices go low in the houses, we're definitely gonna.
Well, that's not an issue. And it's just I
Yeah.
think it will be different,
But,
you know.
definitely, I would just keep doing what I'm doing and making this house look beautiful and help the owners to sell it faster, and that hopefully that doesn't affect the market.
Right.
Yeah.
If they'll do a short sale, they show the furniture. It's no big deal.
You sure sell the furniture too.
Exactly.
So-
Short sale.
I wanted to ask you this, and it just popped into my mind, right? So, the question I have for you is like, do you have more homeowners that they contact you, or more realtors? Or both?
You know what? I have 50-50. I have
Really?
yeah.
So what happens to a
Because-
homeowner when they call you? What do they tell you?
The realtors, they don't want to provide the service. That is what they want to do it, and that's something good about you.
So you serious? So
Exactly.
the realtors say no?
Yeah, the realtors say no. So the homeowners.
And they don't even have to ask you, right, Joe? You just do it regardless.
I do it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So
It's
what do
part
you do
of
with
my-
their stuff?
And that's something.
What
good.
I do with
But
stuff?
what if they have stuff already there?
They usually move
yeah,
stuff.
You move it out.
We just go and move around and
Yeah.
make it
Make it
spacious. Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, at times they utilize, the beds and stuff like that, the bedspreads
Yeah,
and things
we
like
do
that.
the
It's
same.
owners.
recycle that.
Yeah, we
Property.
decluttered.
Yeah.
and
Right,
everything
right.
and use the same furniture.
Got it.
Probably bring some colors, art, and this and that.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting when there's people in there. You know, do you remember there was what was that? We went together and this lady, she was very protective of her stuff.
Or
Uh,
Rancho Santa Fe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't touch
Yeah,
this
super
and this.
picky, yeah.
So at times I have to literally get out of it. And most of the time I don't even go. I let them go
Yeah.
because they got personal.
Yeah, of course they do.
I hired you. That's my grandma's thing. It's gorgeous. It's 1920. And you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
You need
2017.
to know how to talk to these people. Yeah.
I can only imagine.
It's interesting.
I can
you know?
see you standing there and having the patience to deal with that.
Well, I got it's true. I don't have that
Yeah.
patience.
That's not for you.
Because it's like, they talk about this and their emotional attachment, and I understand. I mean,
yeah.
their goal, it's my goal, it's his goal, it's a common
Yeah.
goal. Sell the property for most
And
money
that's
as
what you do.
possible.
I know because you work with me, send me clients, but I do the same thing.
Right.
I've had the client, you remember, we send you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only you sold the house in a second, but you already helped them buy another house immediately after they sold the house.
Right.
So it's all, you keep going, you keep moving. Yeah.
That's
the way-
what we do. Yeah. So, but I'm telling you, he played a huge role in our success at Dream Homes team. Having him on our side, it's because that works well. Now, this is coming to my mind, because we talk and I always have ideas.
Yeah.
We got to talk about something different that I want to do for buyers out there. Okay. What about if we're teaming up? This is brand new. Just thinking about it. Throw it out there. You
Just
can say
came
yes,
up with an
no.
idea.
We'll make
Let's see.
arrangements.
Okay.
Okay. And when we stage a property, we'll sell it with the furniture.
Yes, of course.
You want to do that?
Yeah, of course. I'm willing to do that.
That would be sick.
That will be safe.
Yeah.
A small little investment and the buyer comes and it's all ready
Yeah.
for him or for them.
Okay.
And
VA
people are-
buyers, FHA buyers, you're on a budget. From now on, you can come to our house. And actually, if you want to buy a house, we'll make you a deal. You buy a house through us, even if it's not my listing. And I'll talk to him. We'll put the furniture in there. And you have actually the home already furnished when you move in.
Yes.
I don't think there's anybody in San Diego
They
has
don't need
that.
to worry about interior design no more.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
I think it'll
That's
be
a great
great.
idea.
Even as a buyer, you come in, you talk to us, I'll figure something out, we'll make an agreement, and we're going to have everything included in the house.
And it will be for a great price, Joe, because I got wholesale prices access. So definitely I will give him a great deal.
There you go. I think that's one of a kind. Nobody's done that before.
Nobody.
Actually, Crystal, if you're watching, I'm my operation manager. Take notes.
Yeah.
We're selling houses fully furnished from now on. Okay? So this is going to be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So same thing for listing. Obviously, if it's our listing, we'll make an agreement. We'll figure something out with the seller and whatnot. And we saw already furnished. The buyer wants the furniture, comes in, just brings the clothes. Done deal.
Ready to.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think that's powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
Especially for people that have problems, with money, like FHA, VA, that they're just living paycheck by paycheck. It's a big
With your
deal.
mortgage, you pay for your furniture. How is that?
You know what I mean?
Good
So
deal.
that's perfect. I think we got a great solution here. So keep your words on that. Huh?
No, definitely I will. Yeah, I will send you the invoice.
Okay.
Well, we have it
worry.
on record.
That's true. We always have it on the record. Anybody chiming in who wants to talk about what's happening? What we
Questions?
got?
Any questions?
We haven't gotten any questions.
Any questions?
Crystal did say nice job, gentlemen.
Good.
Nice
so
job.
she's
Thank
writing
you.
notes.
Thank you.
That's
Somebody's
beautiful.
taking notes.
So, guys, usually I always ask questions. Now, I want to ask you both. Do you have any questions for me today?
Let me see.
Yeah, how do you, there's so many people looking to buy right now, but there's such little inventory. How do you compete? How do you continue to get all those listings to still be the number one in San Diego where there are so many realtors running after the same listing? What makes it different that you get all those listings?
Damn, that's a nice question.
I
Okay.
come up with those.
So,
Done this before.
I came up with those ones too.
so how do we? That's a great question. So, I mean, a lot has to do with the fact that they're not just hiring me; they're hiring the best of the best in the business. We got preferred title person, preferred lender.
How do they know that? I'm cutting you, but how do I know that? I've never used it before.
When you do the presentation with me,
Okay.
it's usually an hour long, and we'll have a conversation. Most important thing that I ask is, what's important to you?
Got it.
That's my opening question. Every time I go and talk to somebody, it's like, what's important to you? Because it's not about me, it's about you. You want to sell a house, you got to pay me. I want the job. So I got to do anything I could do in order to get the job. So when you tell me I want to save money, or I'm desperate, I need to sell, or whatever the situation is, it's an emotional attachment, or I have time, or whatever it is, we craft a different, marketing plan and we'll put it together. The most important thing, I think the success we had this year, and we're still growing, is that it's not me. I'm a one person, okay? How many deals can I do by myself? Maybe 22, 23, 25. It's a hassle every day. Make phone calls, follow up, etc., do the paperwork, do this. It's a lot of work. In the real estate business, people watching out there, you have to put different hats on your head. It's so complicated, and I talk about this a lot. It's super complicated. So what we decided is we contract everything, okay? So let's say, this year we're probably closing about 70, 75 transactions, okay? It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
You might say, oh, wow, you're balling. No, I'm not, because we pay different people. But I enjoy what I do. Honestly, I do this because I love, we talk about this.
And the reason I'm saying, I think it's really important because I see it with realtors, but one thing about you that I got to give you kudos for that is that it's not only the investment in your team and advertising. I see you always go and do some investment in yourself. True. As far as coaching, as far as how to become a better person, how to become not only a salesman, how to become a better person to understand people better. Right. And I think that's key, and people don't understand that it's part of the cost. Those coaches, they're not sitting there cheap. Anyone who ever worked on themselves,
My coach makes about $500 every half hour, so it's $1,000 an hour. He's the best coach in the United States. I am fortunate to have literally the best, most nominated, renowned in the United States, actually in the world too. He does speeches throughout the world. So costs a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But you see me coming here, a few years ago, who I was, where I am right now.
You didn't even know English.
Right, it was broken English. That is true.
Like mine.
No.
But
the truth is, you made a great point about the sales thing. The sales mastery is not about, really, in real estate, you don't need that. I think it's more about relationships.
Absolutely.
And I just, I'm still studying this, the 4 components. You have a amiable, you have a more expressive person, more of a driver, more of an analytics. I'm obviously more of a driver, okay? I might look like an expressive, but I'm more of a driver. So this is psychology. This is nothing to do with real estate, nothing to do with sales, nothing. This is pure psychology. They say that 33% is amiable, 33% is analytical, that's part of the world.
Wait, 4 times 33 doesn't make 100.
That's 99%. So there's 1% that's probably a little weird.
No, but you said there are 4.
So 33% amiable, 30% is an analytical, 33% driver, and 33.
See? So it doesn't work.
I'm sorry, 25%. 25%. I'm missing it. 25%.
I just want to make sure I understand.
That's
okay,
good.
25.
25% each, sorry. 25% of each component is actually somebody else. So think about it. If you're amiable or you're a driver, you're most likely not going to get along with an analytical on the opposite spectrum. It's because it's totally different than you. You're not going to be able to communicate with that person. So what do? You only going to do business with 25% of people? No. So you got to learn how to communicate with other people. And that's going back to the question. It's like, why is that? When we go there, what I have to offer is the whole team working for you. Okay? Right. Then you tell me, what are your priorities? What's important to you? And then I'll tell you I can do it or not. Because we don't take on every single listing we go to. when was that? 2 weeks ago, I think. I went somewhere meeting with this person, don't do names, but they were asking, he wanted $200,000-$300,000 more than the property's worth. I'm not a magician.
No.
I can say I'm a professional, I can do this, I can do that, but I'm not a magician. I wish I was, but I'm not. So once we take on a listing, just to answer back, I spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 just from the get-go because we go out loud. I have my guys door knocking. I go door knocking. We do this just sold, just listed, and the drone and this. I spent a lot of money into that. So the staging, of course. Let's not talk about it. So the answer to that, I think, it's having a very, very solid team behind your shoulders. That's super important. The mindset, I'm positive. You know that. Yeah. I work on myself, like you said, every single day. Every single day. I like to learn. I like the relationships with people. That's why you guys are here today. And I appreciate your friendship foremost before being a professional what you do in your business. When somebody comes to me and say, okay, I got a problem with this, Eran Sinai can fix this, this and that, because we talk so many times, I know a little more than any
Absolutely.
other realtors out there. I know what could be done. Let's put it like that. Staging, people don't believe. I firmly believe. I go in there, it's like, this is how it is. You want me to sell your house? We got a stage. You don't want to? I'm sorry, I'm not your guy. Explain that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I think we're about to wrap up. It went pretty fast, actually. Notice that?
Yeah, it went
It is
fast.
very.
So
Yeah.
do you want? How can they connect with you?
idcybercenter.com, idcybercenter.com. Just go in. If you need to contact us, questions, call. I'm always returning call. The office will there to help you. We'll be
Beautiful.
able to help.
This is Eran Sinai, amazing guy. Alfredo, how
Yes.
can they find you?
They can visit us on www.toplevelstaging.com. They can go on our web and visit us, and any questions, or if they need our help, if they want an interior design service
Beautiful.
too, we can help them. We'll be happy to help them.
Beautiful. I'm sure Zabi's writing the
Yeah.
website right now. Zabi is his
he's
business
putting
partner.
1,000 messages right now.
Great guy. Thank you, Zabi,
Yeah.
for all the effort. Thank you, everyone, for watching this amazing show. I find it went a little too fast. I want to spend a little more time with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or gentleman over here. Thank you once again. E ciao, arrivederci.